Hello, and welcome to Clarity webinar, How to Enable Meaningful Artificial Intelligence Usage in the Enterprise Segment, Where to Start. And I would like to start with bringing slides on the screen and introduce our house rules. Then we will walk through the agenda and I will introduce myself as well as a company. Right, I believe you can see my screen. And yeah, we will move forward with the next slide. So, house rules. First of all, I need to inform you that all microphones during our webinar will be muted. And to ask questions, you will need to use chat icon, which is located on the right bottom side of your screen. This webinar is being recorded and will be available later. We will have a dedicated questioning and answering session at the end of my presentation. And please participate in our pop-up polls that will appear during our session. Your opinion and feedback is matter. I will start with introducing myself. I'm Karina. I'm Chief Product Officer and AI Ambassador at Clarity. I have 12 plus years of experience working in IT, in consulting with AI. I have experience in product management and people management. I am SAP Intelligent Enterprise Ambassador in Latvia. I completed SAP Intelligent Ambassador course, Enterprise Ambassador course, and got certified. Also, I completed course Design and Build AI Products and Services from MIT. I developed Clarity AI Workshop Framework, which I will introduce today and will explain how business can benefit from this framework. I'm Clarity Show podcast host, and I encourage you to check out our website and latest episode where we are talking about intelligent automation. And on the personal side, I'm a runner. About Clarity. So, who we are and why we decided to talk today about AI, what expertise we have here at Clarity. We have more than 12 years of experience working in consulting, in enterprise business processes, and we so far realized, implemented more than 160 different projects in different industries and lines of the business. We have more than 350 employees and engineers and consultants who are working at Clarity in different locations. So here you can see right now our geographical locations. Our headquarters is located in Latvia, where I'm based. We have offices in Poland, Germany, India, Mauritius, and United States. Here are selected projects that we implemented. We work closely with SAP and SAP solutions and different industries such as steel, transportation, audio tech, machinery, chemicals. So you can see here just selected projects that were implemented by Clarity. Let's move on to our agenda. Now, when we set up our introduction, you know about me and about my company, what I will talk about today. First of all, we will start with business transformation, which is triggered by AI evolution. We will speak about business challenges. What are the main obstacles towards getting value from AI tools in the enterprise segment? I will share with you what does it mean AI first attitude here at Clarity. What are the main roles for AI in the enterprise segment? Then we will speak about our value first framework. I will explain the main deliverables from Clarity AI workshop. We actually have 3 of them, which I will also explain a bit in more details later. And where enterprise AI is heading, what is in the pipeline for the future AI automation. And of course, I would be glad to answer your questions at the end of the presentation. So the business transformation. At the end of 2024, I participated in one of the conferences as a speaker, and I already shared this opinion about business transformation, which is triggered right now, and it's continuously due to the AI evolving, AI technology evolution. So first of all, we facing right now shifting paradigms. Previously, we were mainly intent-driven, UI-driven interactions. We had some actions as a user that we needed to execute. And right now, with AI, we see the changes in our with our communication with tools such as intent-driven interactions. Natural language became the primary interface of communication with technology and getting objective results from it. What future of enterprise software we see? First of all, everything is moving to urgent, accessible APIs. For traditional softwares, information will be getting faster from any software that we utilize in enterprises. And more enterprises will become AI first and will have AI first architecture. All of it will require skill transformations for our employees. As a leaders, we need to consider that from the process execution, we will need to develop skills that will help us to design new processes, new systems even, and it will be done by end users. We need emphasize in organization on AI literacy and prompt engineering, develop our internal prompt library, which is Clarity actually is doing right now, to improve the process of usage of AI tools in our organizations. Strategic thinking and problem solving, those two skills are very important for development to stay on the changes that are coming with AI implementations. So what are the main obstacles towards getting value from AI tools in the enterprise segment? You're probably aware about them, and I don't need to repeat myself, but briefly, it's of course organizational challenges, it's people challenges, and technical challenges. So three categories. First of all, speaking about organizational challenges, we see that there are two problems that keeping executives awakened at night at the moment. First of all, there are so many news and hype noise about AI. It's everywhere. It's making all the headlines of news, and how we can align it with our strategical goals. Second problem, it's random AI implementation. We just implement AI for the sake of AI, and we don't align it with our long-term strategic goals. Data. The quality of data means the quality of the successful results that we will receive after AI implementation. Data silos is one of the main organizational challenges, and the quality of the data. Missing governance frameworks. Working with our customers, we're asking them, either there any right now in place governance framework, and many organizations are lacking them. Of course, inadequate infrastructure is also one of organizational challenges. We need to identify internally in organization what skills gap we currently have. We're all aware about talent shortage, especially with proper machine learning skills. So how to address this challenge, how to reduce this skill gap, how to upskill our people. This is one of the important points that we as the business leaders need to consider and start to work on it right now. We see that people have fear of job displacement, and we need to explain what are the opportunities for people once some of job or some of the functions will be augmented with AI. Of course, every new process has resistance to change, And with AI implementation, change management is very important. And we have unrealistic expectations. Right now, what we hear from the news, from the marketing side, it's always about 100% automation, about AGI, and about future, which is not right now, but which we are moving toward altogether. And by moving responsibly and setting up realistic expectations right now as a people who help organization to get to the AI automation successfully, we need to set up realistic expectations. And of course, technical challenges. You heard about different protocols that currently used for the latest technologies such as AI agents, MCP, and agent-to-agent communication, but how to integrate them with our legacy system, how to create the smooth and efficient landscape. Security and privacy concerns. We don't know how exactly our employees right now using AI, what data they put into their private accounts. And shadow AI exists right now, so we need to implement frameworks for security and privacy. Scalability issue. Once we introduced pilot in organization, what is an implementation roadmap? What is the next AI opportunity which we can successfully introduce in organization? And model maintenance requirements. Somebody integrated, implemented, configured for you AI tool, AI technology. But what's next? What internal skills, knowledge you need to have in organization in order to successfully maintain the requirements? Those are all obstacles that we currently see organization have. And this is why we started to develop our AI workshop framework, which helps to address them. Starting from the culture changes and people changes, we recommend to use the same way, like right now you probably heard from the headlines about Shopify, about Duolingo, AI first attitude. The earlier you will encourage your people to try to use AI, the far you will go ahead of your competitors and will get the most from the AI implementation if this is value-based implementation, which I will also explain a bit more details later. So I will start with what AI first is not. It's not when we use AI without critical thinking. Develop functionality of checkup for health. And I needed to get some additional information to brainstorm how exactly to do it. I used for this purpose AI. And the main problem right now in the evaluation of the results that we receive from AI, that the scaling and the number of volume of data that AI tools have is much bigger than our brain opportunity to scale. So I started to add different functionalities that I need to consider in this checkup: gender, territory, then some age groups and biomarkers, some information overall about health indicators. And the more data I put, brainstorming on how exactly we can design this functionality, the better results I saw from the first sight. But this is when you think with your system one, if you know about the book Think Fast and Slow. We as a human in AI era need more and more use our system too. We need to challenge, we need to double check the information that we receive from AI with reliable sources. So we need to ask our questions. Is it something that fact checked? Is it something that we really can utilize in our organization? We need to have guardians, we need to have critical thinking, and it's very important in AI first attitude. AI first is not leaking sensitive information. We need to utilize tools responsibly. Don't put any personal, any enterprise data into AI when you utilize it for your personal usage. Implementing AI just for AI's sake. When we see that with AI everything is possible, and when we have budget for it, but we don't know how to use it, just throw money for AI implementation. This is not the wise decision. And of course, it's not science fiction fantasy. So when you hear about AGI, uh, augmented generated intelligence, it's not right now here. And we need to be realistic about what AI can do right now for us. So why do we need to use AI? Why AI first attitude? Right now, getting advice has never been cheaper. We have access to our collective intelligence. We have access to our collective narrative stories. So we can get answers to any questions in a seconds. We can ask questions and use this Socratic approach until we will get unstuck if we have any problems. Previously, it was required a lot of research, following different information on the internet, double checking this information. Right now, it's faster to get access to it. AI does make mistakes. We need to know about it and use it responsibly. And with AI, we can make progress faster. We can optimize some basic manual tasks and move forward with automations. And what is important that with AI attitude, we're rethinking the process. Once we automate some manual tasks, we start to think on how we can make the entire process even more efficient, better, creative, more humanistic. And what are the main roles for AI in the enterprise segment? There are two basically that we see right now: strategic roles and functional roles. Strategic roles: AI is our assistant and it's here to augment our some work, some processes, especially related to decision making, generating ideas, generating some new thoughts, giving us some additional information, which is with critical thinking can be used for our advantages gain. It's for process optimization, and it's of course innovations, which will give you competitive advantage. And functional roles such as knowledge management. We still have in enterprises some information which is unwritten, some information which is just belongs to our employees, and we are losing some knowledge when employees are leaving our companies. We are losing something in processes, and the more information we utilize together with our knowledge bases with AI, the better picture, the better this puzzle of the processes and data that we have in organization. AI can help us with predictive analytics by simulating different processes, by modeling specific outcomes. We do less mistakes because we can model something before even we manufacturing or before we even introducing new pricing strategy. Automation and customer experience. We all moving towards being more and more personalized in communication with our customers and proposing them better and better products and quotes. Business challenges. What do we currently have in organization? Lack of experience, lack of quality data, we already discussed it, integrating AI into the existing business processes and our architecture, and lack of standard application scenarios. So we know all the problems, challenges, AI first attitude, and right now we understand what possibly for strategic functions and functional goals that we can achieve. Where to start? What will be the first step in using AI and getting the value from it? We at Clarity, recommend to focus first of all on value. Every time when you think about, hey, AI can improve this process, maybe it can write emails on behalf of me and I will be productive. You should think differently. You should focus on value. One of the example is profit and what impact AI in terms of value will give you. Calculate precise ROE, which is possible to do, return on investment from implementation of different AI tools. Start with actual cost and revenue numbers, break everything down into monthly profit impact, include both direct and direct benefits, and then consider if AI is the right solution. Let's see it on the practical example. Let's imagine sales department and wrong approach here will be just to think that let's use AI to help our sales team write better proposals. But what are the values? Can we somehow calculate it from the money perspective or from the reduction of errors, time saving? Let's switch to the value first approach. Here is precise case study. Let's imagine that we have 30 sales representatives who on average spend 1 hour daily on proposals creation. But this is a good scenario if we will take, for example, manufacturing industry where the long specifications with a lot of items exists. It can take even more times. We had personally in our expertise example of one of the company, and for them to create specification, it takes before AI implementation almost 2 weeks because the process involved different approval stages. They needed to move back and forth, asking manufacturers if they can produce something which is not standard for their previous proposals. Then a new price and how to get approval. Then of course, customers are asking about products, configurable products in their language, which has to be mapped then on our product master data. So this long process took a lot of time. And once they implemented AI, they started to cut down expenses, time, and the most important, they addressed the needs of the customers faster. So coming back to our case study, let's imagine that hourly cost for one sales rep is $50. Monthly proposal cost, then if we will multiply, will be considering 21 work days, usually in months, one proposal per day per sales representative on average. And here we go. Monthly cost for us just to creating manually proposals is $31,500. If in success scenario, this is a target, this is our metric for implementation of AI, we will reduce time spent at least on 50%. We already have profit impact. We have 50,750 monthly savings. So how does it sound? Is it worth it? Implement AI in this case. So think value first. Calculate, see real value which you can get from the AI implementation, and don't just follow the AI hype. Clarity methodology in terms of bridging the gap, offering a structured approach for responsible and valuable AI implementation in your organization. We have 3 checks that we do before we'll start to work towards your AI implementation roadmap. We do business process maturity assessment, data readiness assessment, and organization readiness assessment. Based on the outcomes, we set up realistic expectations and we develop value-based AI implementation roadmap for your specific needs. And we don't generate use cases just of the sake of use cases. We always start with objectives. We ask you what goals you want to achieve from AI implementation, and then from our practice, like even last year, I had more than 100 different engagement personally I with different customers from different industries and with different business objectives and problems, challenges they wanted to tackle with AI. And based on the collaboration, we use this collaborative approach. We underlined different use cases that brought values to them. Take a shortcut with our approach, which has 7 steps. And as I mentioned at the start of the presentation, we have 3 different AI workshop proposals. First, we call it IDP workshop. IDP stands for Intelligent Document Processing. So this is, I would say, the easiest and fastest way to start to use AI and get some value from it. When you identify the most document um, the process which has the most of the documents that you currently process manually, and then we calculate together ROE and identify what can be next. So this workshop, Intelligent Document Processing workshop, takes up to 2 weeks, during which we discover your as-is processes. Collaboratively, we identify automation initiatives for AI, for IDP implementation in your organization. We do data source assessment. We consider how much data, historical data, you currently use. Will it be beneficial for you to develop your own model, machine learning algorithms that will be trained on your data, or start faster because you don't have the number of data which is important for own model with large language models, for example. But we don't use it raw large language models output. We also have different method machine learning components which are developed internally with our data science team in order to identify what should be done to securely exchange information between your organization and large language models, and at the end to get not just the raw output but insights. And also on the top of it, of course, layer of automation with different either smart workflows or agents. Then we capture functional requirements for specific use cases that would be prioritized after automation initiatives assessment. So for each use case, we will calculate ROE presented to you and collaboratively will choose which has the most priority and value for business, and at the same time, technically is possible to implement right now. Then we will do technical and environment assessment, which is review of infrastructure, and we see what will be the most optimal AI solution. We had a lot of questions from our customer. We are located in territory X. We have specific requirements that data couldn't leave our territory. How can we tackle this problem? So we have different proposals, different method, hybrid development method, and we explain you how to address these challenges while we are working in this AI workshop. Automation roadmap development. This is the main deliverables that you will get, as well as a report, which will include capture of as-is process, interview answers from the main stakeholders, capturing your business readiness for AI initiatives, all automation initiatives captured during our brainstorm sessions, prioritized initiatives, data source assessment and technical assessment outcomes, as well as a pilot, then the projects that you can implement in 6 months, and long-term implementation initiatives captured in this report preparation. So this was IDP workshop. I just remind you that this was 2 weeks. And the next is AI workshop. This is more global thing where we consider not just intelligent document processing, but overall all different opportunities that you have in organization. Let's imagine that you want to implement predictive AI model to optimize your pricing strategies. So here, this will be also included, and considering all different tools and AI methods that can be used, these AI workshops takes up to 4 weeks. Deliverables are the same. At the end, you will receive this automation roadmap, both short term and long term report, but it will include all possible AI initiatives, capture different business processes and lines of the business, as well as calculated ROE and prioritization. And the last one, because everything is becoming more and more agentic right now, still, this is more like buzzwords, but if to be more realistic about agents implementation, they are coming. Organization will use agents. We are moving towards autonomous enterprises, so we help organizations do the assessment of their readiness and what steps should be done in order to prepare for future agents implementation. We also share some scenarios where AI agents are already used and what RE they bring. Summarizing all that we discussed, one more time, why to consider Clarity as a company that can help you with your AI journey and why to choose this AI workshop. So, first of all, we have proven success across industries. All our project implemented customer references, selected projects that I demonstrated today, it shows our expertise in diverse industries, diverse business processes, and understanding of foundations within organizations. Industry expertise, again, we have diverse portfolio of expertise of our consultants in different industries. We have internal in-house AI development. We have our data science team. We are operating in AI industry more than 5 years, developing products and tools for our customers. We enterprise grade security. You can check on our website. We ISO certified. We have three certifications, and all of it ensure for our clients security and the way how we process organizational data. We are thoughtful leaders who speak about AI, who constantly learn about AI and practically use AI. And we have strong partnership providing access to top tier solutions for your implementation roadmap. And I would like to finalize my presentation before we'll move forward with questions about future outlook, because we are not designing during those AI workshops something for today or for upcoming months. We, of course, keep eye on what is going on in the upcoming future. Emergency trends, multi-agent collaboration. So once you start to use, and we had a demonstration back in 2024 that with agentic approach is possible to create after human validation sales order in ERP system as an example. But now we are moving towards multi-agent collaboration, different types of information, voice combined with images, combined with text information, different purposes. Agents can replace line of the business, augmented. Agent can be like vertical or horizontal, and agents can collaborate with each other by double checking information which was provided by the previous agent. So this collaboration between agents. Autonomous decision-making process. The better AI becomes, and I believe if you try AI, if you use AI, you see how fast it is evolving. So we are moving towards automation, autonomous decision-making, but still our humanistic validation is required. And we have predictive process optimization focus right now on building something where we can simulate and model different outcomes. You probably heard about digital twins, so organization starts to use digital replica of their processes, digital replica of some products that they produce earlier rather than develop it first, simulate, and then see if it will bring benefits for the organization. Cross-enterprise agent network. This is like long-term goal for every enterprises when same way like we human communicate within department with department, we will have those assistant agents that will on the level of organization communicate with each other. Challenges. Security is still the priority, and we still have security concerns like how to use AI in order to don't have leakage of the data, how to be sure that our data will be not shared with competitors. Though this is a challenge which all companies are trying to address by setting up specific frameworks for security, regulatory compliance, performance and scaling, and skill gaps bridging. We recommend to address those challenges to invest in AI literacy, to start earliest, to start smart, to start from the process which brings value. Also important to know that mostly AI tools are subscription based, so you can try it out in organization. If you don't like it, if you don't see the value, you can switch and try another one. Start small, start with small pilot. Don't invest a big amount of money immediately into AI implementation. Evaluate first, calculate ROE, build flexible infrastructure, establish governance framework, enforce the AI first or innovation culture in your organization. And now we will move on with our Q&A session. So we will be glad to answer your questions. And let's see, what do we have in the chat?
Karina, please tell about how the AI works in governance. That was the first question.
In government or in
Yes,
governance?
governance, and like in general.
How AI works in governance. My point was about governance frameworks that you need to establish within organization in order to implement AI. So this should be alignment, validation, and clear instructions on how you use data and how you use AI.
There was another question about clarity aligned with ISO 442.000 IEMS AI certification or something like this.
Okay, so let's see of our certificates, what Clarity has. First of all, sorry. We are ISO certified. Let me check one more time the question. ISO 42001. This is good question, more related to IT audit and our IT security department. So I will just confirm if this is one of the certificates that we currently have. All right, so Clarity is BM certification, ISO 22301, ISO 27001, 27701, and 9001. So unfortunately, I can't answer in regards of 42001. Maybe you can, person who asked those questions, provide more details, what exact requirements, and we can support you then in order to preparing your data and AI implementation, which will be aligned with regulations in this certification. While we are waiting for more details, we can continue. All right, so person provided the details, Sheikh Mansim Ali. We will share with you more information. We will check out on our site about this certification, and we will provide you a link to our certification so you can check out where we are ISO certified. How does AI fit into governance framework for any organization? Risk, compliance, governance. All right, wouldn't be one general answers to this question because everything depends on the AI tool and the vendor who provide AI. We know such as Azure, OpenAI, Microsoft, all of them have specific compliance and data privacy terms and conditions of usage AI. So these things should be aligned with organization. And we ask about your governance, your priorities, what is important for you if you have this governance framework right now. And then based on it, we describe for you, explain the risk and compliance regulations that are established by different vendors.
Karina, there was another question, the ROI of AI implementation.
Mhm. How to calculate it?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the examples that we shared was about sales department, where first of all, we consider how much time currently is required to complete specific task, cost of this hour, and then we convert this information into numbers and money that we spend for AI tool, considering, of course, implementation if it's required, and then usage price, and compare both of them, see the real decrease in time, decrease in money that we spend on the process, and errors, we can also calculate them. So there are different success metrics that can be aligned and set up before the implementation. Either you want to reduce time. You can say us that, for example, in document processing, where a lot of fields for you, the most important that mandatory fields, 9 of them, for example, has to be extracted and recognized without any human intervention, means 100% automation. Then we develop for you roadmap, calculate everything based on these success metrics. And by checking the complexity of the documents that you have, number of documents that you have, we can provide a clear value-based calculation when you will get back and how much return on investment from AI implementation in this specific use case. So everything depends case by case. We take different cases. We see the main success metric, objective, business objective, what we want to achieve with AI implementation. We evaluate the current as this process, how much time we spend, how much money we spend for it. Are we losing competitive advantage? Are we not on time to fulfill the requirements from our customer? Either we have constantly issues. Maybe we are not planning properly and we are losing money in something like manufacturing process or with our financial forecasting. Then we see what AI tools and how exactly can help and then calculate the numbers.
Okay, great. There is another question from the audience. Do you have the manuals guiding the necessary investment in the agricultural data infrastructure to permit the use of AI?
Can you please repeat again? Do we have?
Do we have like manuals, some kind of instruction
Mhm,
about how they should do this in the agricultural data?
mhm. All right. So speaking about the industry, agricultural industry, different business processes, of course, we have our use cases catalog, but I wouldn't recommend to start from it. How we deliver our AI workshop? First of all, we meet together and asking about your problems, business objectives, what you want to achieve, why do you need AI, what problems you currently have in the processes. You share it with us. Based on it, we come up with different proposals with different use cases that aligned with those problems. So in order to fit the values that you are seeking for, we bring specific use cases, we demonstrate them. So you will look and feel how exactly it can work for you. We share some specific case studies from the industry, and based on the outcomes, then together we sit down and start to brainstorm. So you better aligned with what AI can do. And now we can together identify your AI opportunities. In this collaboration, what we usually see is that the new use cases are born. Like, for example, we worked with automotive in the insurance company, and they couldn't find on the internet specific AI use cases that are related to their business problems. Uh, Together, we defined them, developed calculated ROE, and understood where we can get values. And next step is, of course, assessment. So in agricultural industry, we will identify for business processes selected what data is available right now, calculate together if it's necessary to implement own model, are there any constraints, objectives that are blocking us for usage of specific AI tools. And then we will develop AI implementation roadmap. Yuri, do you have any other questions?
Yes, the question from Philemon says, uh, what are the necessary investments by the SMEs to be ready to integrate AI? So what is the threshold for company?
Depends on everything, on the complexity of the process that you have, on the readiness of the organization, of the data that you have. So I can provide example from one of the company where we developed for them as an outcome after this AI workshop pilot for predictive model, and they don't have a lot of different IT tools. And for them, it was the first and the most important initiative to predict their financial forecasts, long terms and short terms. So we ran together this experiment. Investment for this experiment was 30,000 euros. And from it, we calculated specific ROE. And just after this pilot, by using this model developed for them, they could see already how much in revenue they gain or lose, depend on different features that are used for this predictive model, such as external and internal economical parameters in their specific industry, and how they can improve the entire process. So this is like rough estimation for pilot. But speaking about the investment that will required for the AI workshop, which is your roadmap and clear information about your use cases and ROE, IDP workshop starts from $3,500. Next AI workshop, which is 4 weeks and more broad, including all initiatives, is $5,000. And you can check this information also on our website. And the biggest one about AI agents readiness, which is 8 weeks. And it required a lot of different assessments and alignment with your needs, because as we saw during the presentation, it can be one agent, it can be multiple agents, and it can be roadmap for autonomous enterprise in the future. So the goals are big, which is required a lot of assessment, information, deep dive into your processes and available data, as well as calculations, and it costs $8,000.
Great. Do we have any more questions from the audience? Yes, we do have. You keep using the term readiness of the organization. Is
Mhm,
this exactly what it is seeking clarity on what it means in practice? Imagine we want to catalyze readiness of an SME of our ARG CMS, and the protocol is would be efficient. I guess this is a better farming framing for my question. So basically, as I've understood the question, it is about uh, the readiness of the organization, how you can actually tell if their organization is ready to adopt AI or it is not ready. How can you
mhm,
tell it?
mhm. First, and the most important, speaking about organizational readiness, is evaluation of stakeholders' understanding of AI potential benefits and ROE. So we have like our own questionnaire where we ask different questions about why, like 5 times why. Why do you need AI? Why do you want to invest in AI? We present different RE, asking them if they can evaluate right now expected return on investment, expected success metric criteria. And if yes, if everything is positive, it's the maximum of organizational assessment, readiness assessment. Leadership. So, how do you implement changes in the organization? How leaders can motivate other people to become this AI first organization? How they can communicate this North Star in terms of long terms of implementation and reduce all the resistance and address those fears about losing jobs and replacement. So, we basically have questions based on which we can understand at which level of organizational readiness you are. Your processes, either they are just initial, managed, defined, some quantitative managed, or they are optimizing and you right now thinking about the next strategical things. Then based on it or everything combined together, we define like a score of readiness. And this score, of course, also affect how fast and from which use case you should start.
Okay, if there are no more questions, then I guess yeah, there are no more questions.
All right, then thank you so much for your questions. But before we wrap up, I also would like to share some additional information today because this is not the last webinar that we have at Clarity. I have my colleagues and some industry experts which will join us in upcoming days. So I believe you can see my screen. Upcoming webinars. On the 13th of May, starting at 4:30 p.m. European time, we will have Global Intelligent Automation Leader, Doug Shannon. We will share with all participants link to register for this webinar as well as details about it. And we will speak about beyond replacement, unlocking new potential for your workforce with AI, as well as a biography of Doug. Uh, what and how he involved in intelligent automation so far, his thoughtful leaderships, and his channel, which you can also check out. And one more upcoming webinar, which will be on the 5th of June. And this one is related to our SAP expertise, SAP Dream Audit, all the right setting and procedures. This will be done by our colleagues Max Rigorovtsev, who is executive partner and chief quote to cash architect, and Nitish Putur, who is Bream architect. So if you are looking for a solution which will help you to optimize your revenue management, or you want to go beyond the replacement with AI initiatives and understand how to upskill your workforce with AI, join us on the 13th of May and on the 5th of June.
Great. Then I guess thank you everyone for joining. It was exciting. Join our other webinars and thanks Karina.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can reach me out on LinkedIn. You can write to us, and we would be happy to support you with this journey as well as discuss some discounting for our AI workshops, as you were our valuable participants for this webinar. So please don't hesitate to reach us out.